seen in my previous clip, I went ahead and got the AEM cold air intake. So let's put this thing in. So let's go ahead and prep. We're going to take the old cold air intake off. What you're going to want to do here is disconnect this hose. You got this hose and this hose, and then your boot back here. We're going to have to take that off, and then your box, your filter box, you got a screw right there, or a bolt right there. You got another one here, and in the back right there is another one. So let's go ahead and take that off. Alright, so I got the clamps away from the nipples here. I use my 45s, they work great. Got this one off, this one pulled back, and that one pulled back. Now we just got to pull these lines off. So the trick with these is, you know, if they're coming off hard, what you can do is just go ahead and grab them. Just give them a little bit of a twist, and they should break free. As you heard right there, it kind of clicked. And you should be able to go ahead and pull it right off from there. Just like that. So now we have all of our hoses off. Let's go ahead and disconnect our battery or our filter box here. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and loosen up this clamp right here. You could use a Phillips or a ratchet, which I'm going to use a ratchet because I always use that because it's way easier. And we're going to do this one right here and then take our intake hose off. So we got the hose off, and these are 10mm socket. Let's go ahead and get that filter box off. Alright, we've got these bolts out here, and back there. Now this whole unit, even with your intake here, it's just going to lift right up and come right out. Now what we got to do is prep our AEM air box. They give you some foam edging here. You got a long piece and you got a short piece. Short piece is going to go right here. Measure that out, trim it. And then the longer piece is going to go right here along that edge, and then, you know, we're going to have to measure it and cut it. So let's get that on. Alright, we got our edging on, and per the instructions, this one, the long one, is going to be, you cut it to 14 inches, and this guy here, 10.5 inches. Okay, as you can see, we got it in place. The holes line up, even back there. When you put this in, what you're going to want to do is tuck this piece underneath for you know, because your air's coming in. You need this underneath, and your little lip right here is going to go over the factory intake here, where your air is coming in. Just like that. They provide you with the mounting bolts for this. They come with washers and lock washers. And the way you set that up is you're going to put your lock washer first, and then your flat washer. And then put these in the mounts. Okay, those are tightened down on all three sides here. Well, the next thing you want to do is get your coupler that they provide. We're going to go ahead and put that right there with the provided clamp, and make sure that you put that in a position where you can get to it. Alright, we got our coupler on, and what I did forget to mention is everything is 10mm, except for the clamps. These are 8mm. So let's go ahead and get our tube prepped. There is a vent nipple that needs to go on here, so let's prep that and get ready to install that. Alright, so I went ahead and installed the vent fitting on here. What the manufacturer said is go ahead and put it on hand tight and then do 2 full turns with a wrench. But if it gets tight, you know, just back off. Don't force this thing because it is made of plastic. You just kind of want it, as you can see, it's like perfect. It's just out, just like even on the inside there. And they were right, just 2 full turns with a wrench after you get it hand tight. And there is no need for Teflon tape on this thing. It's just a vent tube. So there you have it. Now let's get this thing in. Alright, we got it in. I got my clamp here. What I did forget to mention earlier is there is 2 different clamps. You got a big one and then the small one that goes to your turbo. But if you do order one of these, don't worry about it. They come with directions. But if you want to review this video just for a little more info, go ahead. That's awesome. That's why I'm making this video. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that loose right now, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the rest of the filter and everything else. Alright, I got the filter on. It looks so good. I can't wait to start this up. It's going to be awesome. Go ahead. They provide you with a clamp. Go ahead and push this all the way in until it stops. You know, you can't push it all the way in. It'll stop, but make sure you have it on your clamp. Just check around here. Make sure that, you know, you're all the way around the tube, because that would kind of, I would hate for you to put this on and then like have a little gap and then you have just air going into your turbo and it's not getting filtered. Just make sure you have this on really good. Now we'll go ahead and tighten up that clamp. And I just left that loose just for fitting, just, you know, so that I knew everything was going to fit, which AEM did a really good job with designing this thing. It's like perfect. But let's go ahead and tighten that up and then we'll get on. Alright, we got that clamp tightened up. Everything's really tight here. So next thing we're going to do is go ahead and connect our vent tube and BOV and all the rest of the tubes. And use the factory clamps when you put them on. They'll work. So go ahead and put these on, and then we'll get back to the air filter box, which is really cool. They have a little window that goes on to the cover here, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But let's go ahead and button up these hoses real quick. So here's the window. We got it in. They do provide you with an aluminum spacer, which is in between the metal here and the acrylic window here. And it looks really cool. It says AEM engineered to outperform. It's really cool. There are these Allen key bolts are for, you know, your mounting on the car, and they do give you two longer ones for your window. And these ones only take just a washer, not the lock washer. And then on the back side, they have the bolts or nuts. I mean, on the back side here. Let's go ahead and tighten that up, and let's get our hardware and go over to the car. Alright, there you have it. It's installed. Put your two mounting bolts up here and right here. And the clips, what I did was went ahead and took it off the old unit here and here, and then just placed it right here. They fit real good. So here's a dyno printout for, well, from AEM. They're claiming 10 horsepower increase and a 14 on your torque. But maybe in a future video we'll get this thing dynoed, but I do want to do some more stuff to it. So smash that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. So I'm on a rip with my family. Got my family in here. Hopefully you can hear it. I can definitely hear the intake. It sounds so good. Hopefully we can pick that up. I'm on my road that I like to drive on, but let's get around this corner real quick. And I'm not going to speed up because I got my family in. I don't want to, you know, endanger their lives. But and I always drive safe. But hopefully you can hear this. I'm going to go ahead and romp on it a little bit. Hopefully you pick that up. You can hear it go. It's just awesome. It sounds incredible. So, I ordered this a while ago because of the stuff that was happening in the world. I finally got it in. And as a matter of fact, the FedEx guy rolls up to my house and started putting it back into his truck. I was at the door and he goes, "My bad." I was like, no, that's mine. It's mine. What happened was, my address had a different number, but I'm the only house on this street that has that particular number. It was just one number off. And he said he was going to bring it back, but I went out there. I was like, "Hey man, that is mine. Just give it to me." But hey, we got it in, and it was pretty easy. Looks great, and I'm ready to take this for a rip. Hey, I'm N-FullSend, and you guys drive safe.